dead on arrival by doctors on duty. Her remains was later taken to the JFK mortuary for preservation purposes while the investigation continues. Our team of investigators yesterday brought here at the headquarters of the police 3 security guards, private security guards, that were on duty when this incident happened. And those private security guards were brought here for questioning into establishing circumstances that led to the death of Princess Cooper. And as I speak to you, distinguished members of the press, these 3 private security guards are currently being interrogated here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. In addition to that, we've also invited the head of the compound, the Fawaz building material compound, that is also here at the headquarters of the police, along with some other occupants of the compound and employees, totaling a total number of 10 persons who are currently here undergoing investigation, questioning our investigators. And they are being treated as persons of interest so that we're able to establish what really obtained at the compound of the Fawaz Building Material Center. Our interest basically is to make sure that we leave no stone unturned in making sure that we get to the bottom of this investigation, in ensuring that if culpability is established or if foul play is established, those who bear responsibility or any individual that bears responsibility for what obtained yesterday in Painesville will not go with impunity, but will be made to face the full weight of the law. In addition to that, our forensic team yesterday conducted physical examination of the body of the late Princess Cooper. And our forensic team, from its physical examination, observed that there was no laceration. In other words, for those of you who do not understand what laceration is, there was no cut on the body of the late Princess Cooper. And beyond that, there was also no bruises as seen on her body. So what we also did in furtherance of our investigation today, and which is of interest to you members of the press, our coroner conducted a coroner inquest of the body at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. And that coroner inquest that was conducted today, which is a regular routine of our criminal investigation, especially in cases of murder or alleged murder and other forms of cases of such, we took into consideration representation. So today we had one Dr. Abel Momo. Dr. Momo happens to be a family to the deceased, Princess Cooper, and he was present while the physical examination, or you may say the coroner inquest, was conducted on the remains of Princess Cooper. Also in attendance today at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, we had Christopher Walker. Christopher Walker is a family of the late Princess Cooper, and he works with the Executive Protective Service. He was also in attendance today at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. And then we also had another medical doctor called Dr. Tia Saki Mo. Dr. Saki Mo works with the maternity hospital, the maternity center at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. We had all of these doctors present basically to observe the process and ensure that whatever process that was conducted impartially. And it is for me to inform you members of the press and the public that with the coroner inquest conducted today, the outcome showed that the late Princess Cooper did not have any physical bruises as is being speculated in the public. They did not also observe any laceration on her body as is being also speculated in the public and widely circulated. So it's important for us to provide you this information. And also, let's also inform you that there are accounts in the public which we have, come across, on social media specifically, of some information that this female received a call, and I'm talking about Princess Cooper the late, peace be to her ashes, received a call while she was in Central Monrovia and then she went running to Pinsville. This investigation will take into consideration praying the court for the call log of Princess Cooper in establishing all of those that she had interactions with prior to her death. This will form a serious part of our investigation. We will explore every means possible to make sure that whatever it takes to get to the crux of the death of this female is done in ensuring that justice is served, especially in the wake of foul play, observed. But for now, there has been no foul play observed, and I'd like to say for now, let it be clear because sometimes people get misinterpreted. For now, there has been no foul play. Our investigation is continuing. We are speaking to persons of interest, and if for any reason culpability is established, you members of the press and the public will be duly informed as to where we are with this investigation. We take this very seriously because when one of our citizens lost his or her life, it is a huge, blow to our country, the image of our country. And that's why, as an investigative institution, the Liberia National Police will not allow any of its citizens to die in cold blood without appropriate actions taken. That is for the sake of Princess Cooper's investigation. I'll bring you some of this for now. Let's go into the investigation with Melvin Tupper. Melvin Tupper, again, we received a call at about 6 p.m. 6 p.m. we received a call that one of our citizens, identified as Melvin Tupper, was also found lying unconscious in his bedroom, specifically in Jalatown, Central Monrovia, Cinco specifically. We did not waste any time. We moved in immediately and was able to arrest the situation. Our officer responded to the scene and took the unconscious body of Mr. Tupper to the JFK hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. We are speaking to persons of interest, and it is important for us to inform you, members of the press and the public, that from our observation, arriving on the scene, there was no breakage. There was absolutely no breakage into the bedroom of Mr. Tupper. Mr. Tupper was taken to the JFK hospital, where he was pronounced dead by doctors on call. And so we are speaking to his wife. We are also speaking to his daughter. And those are key persons of interest that we are speaking to based on the availability of the information that we have so far. We urge members of the public to remain very calm, to divorce themselves of making insinuations that could undermine our investigation. We ask them to continue to seek updates from the police on any information that they may need. And we also urge members of the public to assist us with available information where possible, so that at the end of the day, we can reach a logical conclusion of this investigation. It is important that you members of the press to note, and the public to note, that most time your concerns are, when is the investigation going to be concluded? This investigation does not have a definite time. Why? It's simply because criminal investigations reach logical conclusion based on availability of information. That is why we are asking members of the public, if you have any useful information whatsoever to supply to our investigators in this investigation, you will rather divorce yourself of going on Facebook and writing the worst than take interest in coming to us When you speak to us, our investigators will treat the information that you give to us with a high degree of confidentiality. What we are interested in ensuring is that we want to make sure that we get to the bottom of this investigation and make sure that those who are culpable are made to face the full of the law and that justice is served. This administration, under the leadership of Honorable Patrick Sudu, remains very committed in ensuring that individuals who commit crime do not go with impunity but are made to face the full weight of the law. I remain very committed as spokesperson of the police in ensuring that you are adequately updated on a regular basis while these investigations are ongoing. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best, and let's continue to work together in ensuring that we get to the bottom of this investigation. If you have a few questions, you're welcome to ask your questions. Okay, Thank you so much.
Well, my name is Yanti Toba, report for OKFM. Quick two questions quickly. Basically, the public have been concerned about the crime scene involving Madam Princess Cooper. How preserved is the crime scene? And then secondly, you talk about inviting key personality of interest. What specifically have you been able to gather?
So I wouldn't want to go into the nitty-gritty of the in-depth of the investigations that we've had, right? But what I can say to you basically is that we are still speaking with them. Like I said, today we are updating you. We had a press release put up this morning, and at about this time we are updating you. On a regular basis, we'll be updated. But again, in this sort of criminal reporting, criminal investigative reporting, you have to be very careful how information is communicated so that it does not have a far-reaching effect on the ongoing investigation. However, on the issue of the crime scene, the incident with Princess Cooper, peace be to her arches, the incident happened in the back of the compound. So where the incident happened has been, constructed by our investigators. The incident did not happen before the store, or you may say in the store. So based on what the trend of our investigation, if for any reason it is seen feasible for that entire compound to be shut down, we're not hesitant to do so. But we are allowing the initial investigation to commence, and based on that, we can choose some further actions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, James Goode from Spokesman FM and TV. First, let me just do a follow-up before going to my question. You talk about waiting until you have a feasible time before, quarantining the entire facility. Why wait for that time when the place should be, under security control instead of folks getting into cell? Because it happened in the compound, and the facility in question is a part of the compound. Why protect certain portion of where the crime took place and allow the other place to operate? That's my follow-up to Yanti. And my second question has to do with the friend in question. It is alleged that Princess spoke with this friend. Have you been able, I'm talking about the police, have you been able to talk to this friend in question, to bring her in, to ask her what really happened, instead of you waiting for the call law, though that is one of the best ways? But have you been able to contact her while you're going through that legality to get the call laws? And again, can you answer that question?
Please go with all your questions. I know you have dozens of questions. Go ahead with the third one.
There's this concern, though you try like touching it during the press conference. We always have this problem. I mean, the Liberian people always have this problem with the police when it comes to investigations. There have been several investigations in Liberia regarding mysterious deaths, rapes, and other things. And you always coming up to say, we are investigating, and we will come up. At the end of the day, sometimes we don't really get the end of the investigation. At times, for example, we stay dangling around the Simoze saga. We stay dangling around that. The public is not really satisfied with how the investigation went or how it is still going. How long is this really going to take? Let's forget about the timing. How prepared are you to investigate this matter when you are already coming up to say, when you are coming up with your preliminary findings to say you have now observed any foul play, but that is not to say there was no foul play. How prepared is the LMP to investigate this matter?
Well, let me say this, and I will start with the latter issue, or the latter point that you raised, talking about the Moses issue. It is for you, members of the press, to assist us to provide clarity to the public, further clarity on the basis of the information we provide to you. For this Moses thing, we have said it time and again, except that some of you, I'm not saying everyone, have not been able to clearly communicate the status of the Moses, investigation, even as we've explained to you where we are. There is where we are. We brought in a body that was seen on the edge of the Simple River, and that body was brought to town. We took the family to see the body. Initially, they had refused to go and see the body. In the end, they went to see the body. Where we are right now is the family is refusing to understand that what we are investigating is a report of drowning. And then for any reason, the family is saying, for any reason, they cannot accept any report of drowning that their children are still alive. And they cannot accept any information whatsoever about drowning. So when we brought the body, it was for them. We reached a point where there was supposed to be a DNA to be conducted, all right, to establish whether the body that we took from the water, because that was where the sticky issue was, whether the body that we took from the edge of the Simple River was that of, any of the family members. Till now, the family has refused for that DNA to be conducted, to avail themselves of DNA. So that is where we are with the Moses issue. So it's important for members of the press to be able to explain this, that the police is not the cause, but the family's insistence is why this matter is dragging on. I just thought to clarify that. Let's move on to the issue of, I said for now we have not established any foul play. Why? I said for now, because it's a gradual reporting process. We conducted the coroner inquest today, which I just reported to you. And from the coroner inquest, it did not show any laceration, which is a cut on the body, as it was being speculated in the public that, oh, the girl had some wounds on her body. From the coroner inquest today, with the full presence of Dr. Momo, who is a relative to Princess Copper, and that of another doctor that works with maternity ward at the GFK. So these doctors witnessed the entire process. There was no laceration seen on the body. There was no bruises seen on the body, as it is being communicated in the public. These doctors are people that can be reached to. They can be spoken to. And even another family member from the EPA was there. So that we have not seen any laceration or bruises. Again, it does not in any way negate the fact that something didn't happen. But for now, we are yet to establish that. That's why I said we are yet. So I'm not saying that in any way it closes the chapter of the investigation. And I want to make this very clear to you, members of the press, because at the end of the day, people will say, oh, well, the police have said there is no foul play. I am not saying that to you. I'm saying for now we have not. But the ongoing investigation is going to establish whether there's foul play or not. But it's important for us to continue to brief you and the public about our ongoing investigation. So as we are able to unearth facts, you members of the press and the public will be duly informed. Talking about the issue of, I think your issue was the crime scene. Look, something may happen here at the compound.
Just to clarify something, people still working that though.
I'm just about to address the issue of the crime scene. Something may happen here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. If it did not in any way happen, say for example, we cannot shut down the entire, mind you now, where did this thing happen? In the back of the what? Of the compound of the Fawaz, company, building material company. So what our investigator did was, they constructed their crime scene where the incident happened. So, mind you now, again, this is a business one. This is the business facility.
Can we make this press conference a little bit interactive?
I'm coming.
Please, I'm coming. Can we make it a little bit interactive?
I think it's interactive.
Yeah,
the fact that you're asking questions.
This is very important to Liberian people. Are you valuing the business than what happened?
Maybe.
And again, I'm coming. Where the business is, you have to pass by it before going to where the crime happened. Why allow them to sell there when we are talking about a there?
I just told you, and you have to understand this, James. Again, it's an elementary understanding that you need to have. Sorry for that.
I don't think it should be.
Sorry.
But we're just talking about
sorry, because the way
be.
I expressed it is elementary to understand. I said that where the incident happened, crime scenes, the reason why crime scenes are constructed so that you do not have interference of destroying evidences or evidence. That's why crime scenes are constructed. And as I speak to you, where the crime scene is constructed, that crime scene is under the watch of the police. As I speak to you. So there's no one that's going to enter the compound and is going to have access to the crime scene. Absolutely not. But like I said to you, based on the conversation that we are having, or the interrogation that we are having, if the need be for the shutting down of the entire compound, we will do.
But why you
that
not do it? You have to wait for that.
Well, like I said, if the need be, you have to understand if the need be. Understand if the need be.
But why should we wait
so
for that?
So it's a gradual process. Today, yesterday, incident happened. We provided you an update. Today, we are providing update. Perhaps in the next
update.
Is it
possible that manipulation?
Perhaps in the next update, no manipulation. This administration of the police cannot be manipulated. Cannot be manipulated. We stand for justice. We stand for the rule of law, and that is what we stand for.
Mr. Carter.
Thank you so much, James.
I'm Rufus Carter from Super
FM.
Thank you so much.
The friend that it is alleged that she spoke with.
Okay. So till now we have not laid hands because we don't have the contact number of the friend. We don't have information on the friend. But as we do, we encourage the friend. As a matter of fact, in these kind of situations, when these things happen, it's important that people will avail themselves to the police and provide us information. Because the only way that we are able to reach logical conclusion of cases is the availability of information to us. So we encourage this friend who claimed that she was, she interacted with this deceased victim. Please contact the police. We will treat every information you gave us with high degree of confidentiality. We are going to make sure that you are highly protected. Please contact us. We need every useful information in this investigation. Thank you so much.
Carter. I'm Rufus Carter from Super FM.
You're welcome, Chief.
I barely listened to you and talking about call log. It's barely 24 hours since the incident occurred. Now, with your investigation, when will you request from the GSM company the call log to fast forward this investigation?
Like I said to you, we remain very much committed to this investigation. Call logs, as prayed to but from the court, are not just given to us instantaneously. We make applications to the court. That is, we make requests to the court, and the court subsequently grants us the GSM company, to be able to give us information that we need, specifically the call log that we request for. So that request is something that we take seriously as the investigation continues. As I speak to you, our investigators have already started speaking with prosecution in making sure that call logs, not only in the case of Princess, but also with the other investigation from Jalatown, that we get all of these call logs, if not only call logs, but going beyond by speaking to family members, friends, and any other person of interest, so that at the end of the day we get to the bottom of this matter. And let me say to you, members of the press, we remain very committed in ensuring that this matter will be investigated and a logical conclusion will be reached, and you members of the press and the public will be duly communicated to. Thank you so much. And thank you so much.